It's a Friday night, going towards we're towards the end of August already. My name's Andy Oliver, and here we are at another Instagram chat. I've been doing a lot of Instagram chats during lockdown with various people, various celebrities over here and in the States. Done a lot in from LA and Hollywood, a lot of celebrities over there. Tonight, the interview has been organised by the wonderful Jen at JV Publicity, so we have her to thank for that. And also GHQ Magazine. You can subscribe to GHQ Magazine by going to www.ghq, all one word, ghqmagazine.com. www.ghqmagazine.com. It's an online digital magazine which is getting some rave reviews now. We've got up to about issue 3 or 4 now. We've had quite a lot of we had Stephen Graham, Tom Hardy, quite a lot of big names in there being interviewed, and another big name tonight. So I'm going to be speaking to the wonderful Brendon Hansford, who is one of the world's and UK's top choreographers. So we're going to let Brendon come in live now and speak to me. So hopefully we'll get a few people tuning in, especially my theatre friends. I've told them. So I'll be saying good evening to Brendon, wherever he is. I don't know wherever he is. Brendon.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? You okay?
You, man. I should be bandana on.
Mate, it's a hippie day for me. I'm completely rocking hippie.
Like my brother. My brother has long dreadlocks, so he's like not like me at all.
Do you know what? Sometimes the hair is just too much. Oh,
yeah.
I'm going through the motions. I like this one better. There, we're going to
Cool.
go with that.
How are you? How's like doing everything?
Do you know what? It's been a funny time, but obviously it started off a bit of a downer because everything disappeared like overnight. Like everything just disappeared at a click of a finger. And now I've never been so busy, working 18-hour days. I've co-created a platform with DNAs, which I know we're going to speak about. I'm also opening 2 other platforms, which is BH Academy and BH Creative, which again, I'm sure we're going to speak about.
What we'll do is going along, I'll try and keep up with people coming in, but sometimes you get lost off with people coming in and out.
Yeah.
Nice effects.
I like it. I'm playing it. I'm trying to find the one I usually use, but it's just not here.
I have to learn how to do it.
There you go. I found it.
Well, this is going to be quite fun. I'm not going to try that, like, no way. And we'll also say shout outs to people as well, or if they've got any questions, especially people in theatre or in dance, and especially a lot of I've worked with a lot of younger people in dance, in pantomime, like 16, and starting to dance. So
amazing.
You can pass on your wise words of wisdom.
I'll give it a go
as we go through. So I mean, for you and me, life changed overnight in March when we had all this work there and red carpet for me, and suddenly there's nothing overnight.
Right.
But how did you how did you adapt to that situation?
Well, for me, it was a hard hit. I'm not going to lie. I think I took it really, really hard because I was actually in Thailand at the time when it all first started. Getting this tattoo, funny enough.
Wow.
Crazy. It was supposed to be like a 2-week tattoo, and then we heard about the lockdown, and it was like, how quickly can we get it done? Yeah. And they did it in 2 days, 20 hours in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah, the pain was like. So, do you know what? Some of it was great, but a lot of the time I was like, and had to rush back, and then I got back to England to numerous emails of this job's been cancelled, this job's been cancelled, this job's been cancelled, just because I went away because I had loads of work lined up, so I spent money like, I've got it coming in, it's fine. Then I got back and like, God, what am I going to do? And I own my own flat, so I was in my flat on my own, and I just kind of went, well, what do I do? Like, there's nothing I can do. So I actually had a bit of a moment where I was like, I'm going to come off social media for 2 weeks. I'm going to step back. I'm just going to figure out what I want to do, what makes me happy. And the reason being is I found that I was creating videos, creating photos, creating all this content for other people. And suddenly I wasn't doing anything for me anymore. And I was like, wait a minute, what makes me happy? I might have to sit with myself for the next couple of months. I've really got to figure that out. So I took away and, realized that something I've wanted to do was travel. And then I got into action basically and was like, I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to teach in all these places. I've got all this time right now. When do you ever get this much time to sit down and focus on one thing? So I started creating databases. Cool. Then I got a phone call from a company called DNAs, who were like, hey, would you come on as exclusive choreographer? And they're an online platform. So I was like, wait a minute. I can run that from anywhere in the world, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet. So adding things to the bow quickly. So I spent the week kind of telling them what I would do on their platform. You should do this. You should change this and do that and put this together. And they would, after a week or two, they said, can we have a chat? And I was like, oh, damn it, I've annoyed them. And they were like, can we just bring you on? Like, can we employ you? And they took me on as their business development choreographer. So my role was to help them create a platform that is amazing for dancers, even better for choreographers, and pay choreographers in a way that we've never been paid before.
Cool.
And then go and recruit and, and talk to choreographers, talk to my friends, talk to people I don't know. You reach out and go, hey, we've got this platform, come on board. And I remember them saying, like, 20 people would be great, we can launch. I think I brought on 100 choreographers from around the world on day one.
Wow.
And it's great because it's a subscription-based service like Netflix. So it's like the Netflix of dance.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like Prime because you have all these on-demand videos. We've got over 100 right now, and every month there'll be a new 100 coming out. So month 2 will be 200, 300, 400 as it grows. And as we bring on more choreographers, it will grow even bigger. And then we have the live class schedules, which is all the teachers have the opportunity to teach live classes through Zoom, which has been really great because we've branded them interactive live classes. So everyone gets that kind of feedback that you get in a real life situation. Whereas a lot of classes right now are just teachers teaching at a screen and then they stop. Yeah. Whereas these classes are very like, anyone got any questions? Can I help? I'll put yourself on the screen. Let's have a look. Cool. And subscribers to the platform get 50% off them. Yeah. So you can do my class for £5 if you're a subscriber for £11 a month, which is ridiculous. Wow. So I can get it in now, the normal price is £15. But if you use BH25, which is my code, it'll get you 25% off subscription for life. So that's huge. Wow. Go get a discount.
I know. We're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about obviously dancing at a mature age, but there's a young gentleman I'm going to mention. This, that's my wife, by the way, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy. How you doing?
With my little girl, keeping up from coming in and running in and going, ah! Like nearly. There's a young gentleman joining us called Dan Burleson, and I want to say hello to Dan because Dan, I think he's only about 12, and he has been with me, and he is a wonderful dancer, and he
needs to audition for my youth company. We're auditioning on the 5th of September.
He wants to be a dancer. He was one of my kids when I was Fagin and I did a local production of Oliver and stuff, and he was just like a great little lad, and he's just a great singer all around. So I just thought I'd mention him because he's joined me, and he's only like 12, maybe 13. So
cute.
You can be that young age, and you can be obviously, and right up to I mean, there was people on, was it Britain's Got Talent or something? I saw a lady about 90 or something, 100 or whatever. You know that. I mean, you've been for as long as you can, won't you?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm laughing at the random comments that are coming in.
Yeah.
Which we can't repeat on air.
No.
Everyone loves a troll, right?
Yeah. It was worse when I interviewed Honey G the other night.
Really?
Yes, it was. Yeah, we won't go there.
We won't go there. I just find it funny.
It was quite nasty, to be fair, which was pretty sad. But anyway.
You get that. Social media, the downfalls, right?
Yeah. So early life. How do you grow up early life getting into dancing? Let's talk about Dan being, very young, and you've obviously a young lad. And what were your first footsteps into the world of dance?
Well, I didn't start till I was around 18, and I mean 18 being trying classes. So I was actually at the London College of Fashion studying fashion design and art and technology and products. And I still remember walking past Pineapple, looking through the window, going, "Oh, that's so cool! Like that is awesome! I want to try that." Next thing you know, I try it. I was terrible. But I just got hooked, and I just kept going and going and going. Next thing you know, I was supposed to go off to art college, art university stroke degree level art, and ended up giving it all up to go and join a dance college. And I went to West Arts College, which was Performing Arts College. And I'm not going to lie, at first I wanted to be in a boy band, because back then boy bands were all the rage. I had curtains and it was. There are still pictures online if you look hard enough. It's quite amusing actually. And and I just got hooked on the dance side of things and ended up changing my pathway from acting and singing to dancing. Got into Laban Centre. I did a year at Laban Centre and I got injured basically. My appendix decided to try and burst in a ballet class, which is hilarious. And my ballet teacher said to me, "It's your body telling you you're working hard." I was like, "No, it's not.
No. I'm going to die.
Ended up having my appendix whipped out that night. And then I kind of refocused and went down the street dance route. So street dance foundation. So like hip hop, locking, popping, breakdance, house were kind of the main styles I loved. And I traveled the world learning from incredible people. I opened up my own dance studio in Wellingarn City for 5 years. So I ran my own dance studio whilst dipping in and out the industry as a performer, doing commercial work. I did contemporary contracts. I gave up when I was 30 because I knackered my shoulder on a contract. I then came back as a choreographer, joined Love Udai Dance Agency, who were incredible. It was like a jump start to my career. And, I've worked with some incredible people. I forgot the question, so I'm just talking now.
No, it's all right. Oh, that's what I want you to do. I can just, I'm fine.
Sit back and chill.
So, Creative Conservatoire in London as well. What was that being there?
Laban Centre. Yeah, it was great. I can't fault it. I only did a year. I didn't finish my degree. So, a lot of people go, oh, you graduated from Laban. I was like, well, I didn't actually graduate. I only did a year. I did the training that kind of got me to a point I was happy with. At the time, I didn't want to continue with ballet contemporary because going back a few years, there was a stigma behind it. That I'll be straight. That as a guy, I must be gay, right? Yeah. And I'm a straight guy, and so that's not offensive. But for someone, I'm like, but I'm not. It was, I had it all my life. I studied fashion, so I was obviously gay. But one thing I always point out, especially to kind of narrow-minded guys, okay, you do realize I'm in an industry full of women who are really attractive. Most of the guys are gay. You're right. I'm not. Yeah. I feel like I've found the right place. So maybe I've been smart. Yeah. So, but obviously, showing up to a dance room with a leotard on every day, full unitard, which wasn't a good look for trying to be a masculine. Yeah. So then this is where the Street Dance Foundation styles really came in for me, and I really found my art. Like, this is what I love. This is cool. This is like really cool, man. I can big it up in this, and just got hooked on it. Absolutely hooked on it. And I've always struggled with being an entrepreneur and a creative or a dancer because they don't always go hand in hand because it's very hard. That's a lie, actually. I don't think it's hard anymore. I just don't think colleges teach it. If I could go into every college, I would input an entrepreneurial lesson every week and a mental health lesson every week. And that would be, what colleges need, in my opinion. Yeah. They teach them how to dance. They just don't teach them how to be a dancer. And how to get work and how to network and how all these things that a lot of people kind of take for granted that we learn in a muggle job, a real life job. So I've always had that unbalance. So opening a dance studio was great, and then eventually I sold it because it was just sucking all my time up, and I wanted to be out creating and being a bit of a free spirit. And then came back as a choreographer and smashed it.
Yeah, it's important that, like the mental side of things. You go into various areas of a performer when you're on tour, and you can be away from your family, or you're just on your own, or it's a bit of a mind.
Oh, do you know that's the thing? They don't go to any sort of normal job and imagine being rejected 50 times in a month. Yeah. On the thing you hold proud, like your dance ability, the way you look. Most of the time you'll probably get rejected because you had the wrong hair color, or you're just not right for that role. Nothing to do with your talent. But you're kind of taught through college that you should never say anything. You should do as you're told and stay in your box. And so rather than going up to them and going, can I just get a little bit of feedback? And they go, oh, we needed a blonde, you're brunette. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Nothing to do with me. Great. But imagine being rejected 50 times in a month, and getting one job or no jobs for months on end. Of course it's going to rip away at you. It's going to just chip every single day. And unless you're prepared for that, and this is the kind of cynicist side of me coming out, is if the colleges really told dancers what they're going to go through, how many of them would do the course and pay the £12,000 to £16,000 a year to do that course? They might think twice, So, maybe there's a cynicist in me coming out going, is this a money thing? Is it not? Oh.
That's like part of it, isn't it? Whether you want to get, I was like that, trying to get into TV presenting, and I ended up going down a shopping telly route. I could get into television, live telly. I got in there somehow. Yeah. But I still do. I still get turned down for jobs doing that, even though I've been doing it for 15 years. Yeah. And I come home and I do get, I do go,
Have a moment.
What's wrong with me? I've been doing that all this time. I've got the experience. What?
I can literally do this with my hands behind my back. Come on, people.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right there. You're right. I think
Yeah.
kids especially, I've worked with a lot of young kids in shows who have gone on from doing amateur to going to London, and you feel like saying to them, not all bright lights and parties. And
it takes hard work.
There's another side to it. You know, your inspirations growing up. Now, I was speaking to a record producer in LA the other night called Damon Sharp.
Sure.
And no, but he was in a boy band, and he started off as a breakdancer before he was a record producer. And I was speaking to him about going back in the 80s and 90s and what were our inspirations with breakdance and what were yours, because you had Run DMC, you had Beastie Boys, you had that kind of sound. Suddenly the breakdance scene came in and it took off, didn't it?
Yeah.
What were your inspirations? Where did you get your inspirations for breakdance?
Well, this is the thing. I don't feel like I had inspirations. I know this sounds so dumb, although my dad will tell you there's a picture of me winning a Michael Jackson dance competition when I was 8. Yeah. So obviously I was meant to do this. I just didn't realize it later in life. But I just got into dancing and just saw styles I liked and went, I want to learn that. I want to learn that. I want to learn that. It wasn't until after I started learning styles I started to learn about the history of stuff. So I don't feel like there's inspirations. I feel, and this is going to sound so corny, I feel like dance itself was an inspiration to me. Just because the way it made me feel, man, like the endorphins you release while you're dancing, just that feeling of being on stage and performing. There wasn't like, oh my God, this dancer makes me want to dance. This artist makes me want to dance. I had so many little inspirations from so many different directions that it just kind of accumulated into one, which is, I always find that a really hard question because I don't have this person was my influence. I just have lots of influences,
inspirations, from singing to presenting to impersonators, I mean, for all sorts of different areas that got me into theatre and performing. So, you talk about, I mean, I've read up about your career, obviously, and one of the things that I can vouch for and understand is this alter ego side, because when you do get on, you do become, do forget about your life of the other side of that stage, don't you? When you're on stage.
You're making me laugh because you've clearly done your research. So I used to have a company called Alter Ego, and my dance studio was called Alter Ego Dance Studio. The reason being is it used to be my dance name. So we are going back. You did well. Wherever you found that, I think I felt like I got rid of all of that. Did your research? I'm impressed. So I was so shy as a kid. I mean, I was bullied right at school. Like, I was just bullied. I was this skinny little dude who studied fashion. Of course I was bullied. And this was way before social media day bullying, like through the internet. This was bullying. It was bullying. And so I went off obviously I left my little country town in Dorset, a little place called Bridport, when I was 16, moved to London and decided I was a confident person. And I just kind of faked it till I made it. And then I was still very shy. But when I got into dancing, it was like I became this different person. I became my alter ego. Or as Beyonce would put it, my Sasha Fierce. I just became a confident person. Now I feel like it's become a learned behavior. Like that very shy child is still in here. But that learned behavior of being confident and just going, do it. Do it. You know, rather than just do it. That's kind of my take action type thing. That's kind of one of my mottos is just take action, just do it, just do it. You'll regret it if you don't, right?
I totally get it.
Where it comes from.
Because I'm pretty much the same. I'm not the sort of person people say to me. They expect me to be maybe a bit more outlandish and a bit more brash, or he's arrived, at the party the night. I'm very quiet, but when I get up on stage, whether I'm presenting or hosting or being in a show, I'm a completely different person altogether. And I think people don't think I'm the same person off and on, and I'm not the same person off stage that I am on. I'm just not. I appear that way, but I'm not, and I know I get that.
Like there's a camera in front of me. Perform. There's a stage. Perform.
But a lot of people are like that. A lot of very famous performers are like that. They don't say boot to a goose, and that expression when they come off stage. And a lot of very famous actors will not do interviews because they're so shy. You know, the Robert De Niro. There's one. Robert De Niro doesn't like doing interviews.
Wow.
He goes
That's
to
crazy.
do 1 or 2 interviews. He just doesn't like being interviewed because I don't know whether it's just because I don't know what it is, but you expect them to be different, but they're just like me. Kind of.
Yeah.
What was it like? I mean, you've obviously worked with a lot of very big names. One of them that I've got a connection with, because I've interviewed Rick Astley, and I think I was a big Rick Astley fan.
No way.
Growing up, and I interviewed him at the premiere for a film called Killing Bono.
Yeah.
About U2, and he was just like meeting me idol because I grew up in the 80s, and he was just like, so what was it like working with him? And obviously,
Do you know what, Rick?
and so forth.
I love Rick. I think he's such a nice guy. He's so down to earth, so humble, so lovely. Like, it's funny because I worked on Beautiful Life video with him, which was, I kind of got called in last minute, you know, which is great because I'm guessing there was another choreographer lined up, and then last minute that choreographer couldn't do it, so they found me and brought me in. Great. It was great because then I worked with that director 2 or 3 more times afterwards, so it was a great time to get me in there. And I still remember working with him on the microphone, and we couldn't have the microphone because it was on the set being lined up, and so we had a broom. So I'm sitting there with Rick Astley with a broom in his hand, showing him all the kind of movements I wanted him to do, and it was just one of the, I've got a great picture that he doesn't mind me posting, actually. I put it up every now and again, and it's just this really idyllic like moment of working with an artist behind the scenes, and he was so humble and so cool about it. It was great. And then I still remember there's this one shot, and it actually went in the edit. It was great. So he was working with the microphone, he accidentally dropped it, and I was just behind the camera, so I caught it, waited for him to turn around, flicked it back up to him. He carried on like it never happened.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the professional. And that went in the edit. I was like, yes.
Yeah, he doesn't look much different to what he did in the 80s, honestly.
He looks the same.
He doesn't
age. Whatever his skincare routine is, I want to know.
He doesn't age. And I'll tell you something about him as well. I mean, I've seen him live as well, and he's a fantastic singer.
Yeah, he is. Well, I was lucky enough to, from that job, he rehired me to do the choreography for when he performed the Royal Variety performance last year, the year before that. I don't know where we're at. My brain's gone crazy.
2018.
But he was great because I got obviously pre-choreographed everything. Basically, he was like, "What am I doing?" I said, "Just stand there because I've done everything." And he was like, "Great." I said, "At some point they're going to come and touch you, so don't be shocked." And yeah, his voice was just. Yeah, I think he was one of. I shouldn't say this, but I think he was one of the only artists that actually sang live.
Well,
but,
yeah,
you know,
yes, not many of them do.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good artist when they sound the same as the CD. I mean, I saw George Michael live, and he sounded like someone was on the CD, and you're like, no, he's singing live.
Right. You need to Rick Astley just did a cover to Everlong from Foo Fighters. It's on Spotify. I can't stop listening to it. It's brilliant. He should so do a cover album. I think I need to get a message across to be like, do a cover album.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on one of my playlists I listen to a lot, and every time it's like I can't sing because then that's a whole nother story.
We could talk about all night about these people, honestly.
I know, right?
Sam Smith as well. I mean, Sam Smith is one of the world's leading vocalists.
You know, getting that email saying that you've been booked in to do Sam Smith's latest music video is obviously a bit of a dream come true. So I was like, whoa, this is like big time. And then I found out Normani was on it as well, and obviously she's incredible, and I loved meeting her because she's an ex-dancer turned singer. So that was great, just chatting to those guys. But there was this one kind of moment that I'll never forget is, I think it was near the end of day one. We did 2 days of shooting, and I was outside chatting to Sam Smith, both of us drinking a cup of tea out of a plastic cup, just randomly. And I just thought it was a brilliant moment, so not feverish in any way. Like Sam was so chilled on set, and me, him and a director were having really good laugh, telling jokes with each other, and it was just, I don't know. There's a thing about being a choreographer. You can't get starstruck. You can't. You instantly. You lower your own value the minute you do that. So instantly, I have to, no matter how big they are, I have to go and go, hey buddy, how you doing? Like I'm with my best mate, and build that kind of relationship from day one. And that's what I've done, and then people go, so what was it like working with Sam Smith? I'm like, he's a dude, man. He's so cool. Yeah. Like I would any other friend. But no, he's a really hard worker. He's a great guy. And honestly, he was a pleasure to work with. So was Normani, actually. She was really hard working. Like, there was a dance scene with her, and it was like again. And she was like, I can do it better. I can do, she was great. She was
Are
absolutely
there any
amazing to work
guys
with.
that you would like to work with?
Beyonce.
Obviously there is, but
Yeah, do you know what? There's let me think. Is there any that's the kind of not so crazy big ones? So like obviously all the Beyoncés, all those what would be a massive career starter. But who have I been listening to lately? Like I've really got into kind of the R&B crossover Ed Sheeran-y style stuff. Like the
yeah.
song I did the other day, Jacob Collier. Like some of the stuff he does is incredible.
Yeah.
And then there's Khalid, one of my favorite songs being Location. And so my choreography's really taken a turn back to what it used to be before lockdown. So before lockdown, I was kind of focusing on the commercial choreography because I thought that's what I needed to do. Whereas in before, I've got contemporary lyrical jazz, all the street dance foundations. I've got all these styles I've learned over the years, bloody Irish styles.
Yeah.
And this is why I've changed my class name. It used to be called like commercial styles. Now I've just changed it to BH choreography because one, it doesn't restrict me every week about what I teach. I just hear the music and I just go for it. But it's really taking me back to the style that I've wanted to teach, which is this huge mix of like jazz funk, lyrical, street dance styles. And one of the person, I spoke to someone after class who was like, oh my God, you're back to your old style. And I'm like, I love that you recognized it. And she was like, you do a lot of popping in it, you do this. And yeah, I feel like lockdown, although everything that's happened in the world is terrible, it's been amazing for me. I've really recentered, got rid of all the toxicity in my life, got rid of people that just weren't aiding me in any way. And I just feel like this trajectory is happening right now. And I just feel like it's not stopping and it's constantly rising. And every day is crazy.
I did the same. I was kind of put in a position where I do things like the Olivias, and in April it got cancelled. And then there's the Edinburgh TV Festival was going to be next week. And I thought, well, what am I going to do? I mean, I'm not going to be on the red carpet for probably about another year, if not longer. Crazy. So I thought, what am I going to do?
When you need a +1, by the way, just saying.
Sorry?
I'm a good +1 for all those events, by the way.
Oh. You come along and do cameras?
Yeah, I'm a photographer and a videographer. Give me a camera, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah, cool. I'll make that, would be good.
Yeah, so do I.
And I thought to myself, what am I going to do? So I thought, well, I know a few agencies and things, and so I got in touch with a few celebrities that I'd met over the years, and they were like, yeah, I'll come and do an interview. Yeah. So I did a few of these. I've been probably about my 10th one now with singing.
How sick.
So, and it's kept me, I only did it because like you, I kind of thought, I don't want to get to a year and then go on the red carpet and go, right.
Who are these people?
Right. Well, what do I do again? Yeah, I know what to do, but yeah. I wanted to keep my skills going.
Of course.
I didn't want to just dry up and just think, that's it. I've kind of been like you, proactive, should we say.
Yeah, I have. Do you know, workaholic is my happy place. And I live on my own, I'm single, I've got no responsibilities right now, and there's no pressure to find work because virtually no one's got work right now. No. So there's none of this competition between people going, well, I'm working on this. So it's quite nice actually to have this time to go, I can create that company I've always wanted to create. I can build that database I've always wanted to build. I can help create this and this and this and this. Someone put, I love your headscarf. Thank you, Wendy.
That's my wife.
I know. I realized I didn't see the name at first. I saw it from a distance. Thanks, Wendy. eBay.
Headscarf. She loves her clothes. She's very cool.
Oh, I'm all about my snoods. I love being like hippie chic. That's what I've decided I am.
Cool. So, excuse me. We'll move on to talk about. I was interested to read about the documentary actually because I interview a lot of people about documentaries. Building a Dancer.
Okay.
How did that come about?
So, it's actually a really good story, this one. So I was basically trying to build my YouTube channel. And I'm very much about branding, entrepreneurship, networking. And that's how I've always got my work. I've been really proactive on that side of things. And I just see it as a massive hole in the market for dancers because all these mentor programs are popping up. And the reason they're popping up is because the colleges aren't teaching them this. So we wouldn't need those programs if they were taught what they were needed to actually get by in this industry. So I decided to check out a competition. And I whacked it out on my Instagram, and I just said, hey guys, I'm looking to do this. I'm looking for one dancer that I can build up and I can help them and just see if this works. You know, give them all new photos, all new videos, websites, teach them what to do with that and how to build networking lists, databases, and follow up and create a sales funnel and all these things. And I had so many people respond to this. I was like, whoa, this is scary. So I then created a YouTube video. It was like, this is what I'm going to give you. You're going to get this for free. I will pay for everything. So I invested £2,000 of my own money into doing that. And it was just going to be a YouTube vlog series, maybe 4 episodes each week, what we do. And it was over a month. And I remember bringing in one of my very, very best friends, James Williams, who's a director of photography. And he came to film the audition. Because what we did is I then put out another post saying, hey guys, the way we're going to pick it is you need to post a post on Instagram and tell us why we should pick you and tag us in it. Now, the fact we had 130 plus dancers do this. So that's 130 dancers putting their hands up and going, I'm struggling. Help me out here. You know, I'm actually struggling. Considering all they're taught their whole life is to never show weakness. To then do that is like, oh my God, like there's a lot of people really not knowing what direction to work in.
Yeah.
So then we had an audition, and he came to film the audition and was like, dude, this is much bigger than a bloody vlog series on YouTube. We need to make this into a film. And that's when he came on board, again, free of charge, because he saw what I was doing. He saw how much money I was investing my own money. And then, yeah, we took on Yotta Theo, which is her now stage name. And we gave her new photos, we gave her new video showreels, we gave her a new website, we taught her how to build database networks, how to network, how to talk to people. Bear in mind, her primary language is in English. She was a Cypriot girl. So she was a foreigner in England trying to succeed.
Yeah.
But the main thing was she was already an incredible dancer. That's what you got to remember. We didn't want someone to train them in the dance side of things. We wanted someone who's incredible, but just couldn't quite get that break. And then we gave her everything you need. And then she got work after work after work, and then she booked the Bodyguard musical tour for about a year and a half. And do you know the irony now? She's come back off that tour. Bear in mind, in lockdown, I'm creating an agency behind the scenes. She goes, Brendon, I think we should create an agency. I was like, Yotta, I'm already doing it. Do you want to be my agent? So I brought her on as my agent. So she's going to run the agency for me because she has the same work ethic as me. It's literally like, if it needs to get done, it needs to get done now. I'm not going to bed until that's done. If that means 2 o'clock nights, wake up at 6, 4 hours sleep, great. I'll do that until it's done. So me and her, she's like my little sister now. She's like, obviously she's a little bit younger than me, but we are so on that same trajectory of this is gonna work. So yeah, it's a real lovely story of that progression.
One of the things I do is I companies in the northeast and around the country get me to promote their companies by presenting videos for their companies. So if you ever need anybody, I'll just put that down. So I'm pretty good. Right, moving on.
plug.
Can we watch it?
Where can you watch it? It's on iTunes and Google Play to buy. It should now be on Amazon Prime for free. They finally accepted us on because we had enough views or something. I don't get it really, but we're now. You should be able to go and watch it on Prime for free. Type in "Building a Dancer" or Brendon Hansford. You'll find it. The trailer's on there, so have a quick watch of that. But yeah, it's been out now nearly 2 years, and it had this massive spike, and then it just leveled off, and I was probably selling like 4 or 5 a week. It's not made me any money, I'll be honest. I think I spent nearly 15 grand on it all. But yeah, where were you? You should have come to my premiere. I spent too much money on that. It was like 3 grand, bam.
You know, that would have been right down my street. You know, just turn up at the premiere and doing all the videos.
Well, when I launch my creative agency, we're going to do a big combined launch with a few things. So you need to come.
Yeah,
you need to come.
That's what I do. I've done a lot.
I'll probably talk to Jenny actually about helping me out with that. So chances are she'll get you in contact anyway.
A lot of Jenny. I get a lot of interviews off Jenny.
She's a legend. I love Jenny.
So best advice. You know how I was speaking about Dan at the start.
Yeah.
And you know the youngsters out there, the 12-year-olds, the 13-year-olds. They've got Strictly on the telly. They've got all these television programs that they get sort of influenced from social media, whatever. They go to their dance school on a Friday night, whatever. What is the best advice you would give that age range? If they're just coming up to maybe the last few years of school and they want
for girls or for boys?
I would say both because I know.
Oh, right, okay.
Funnily enough, the two guys that I know that are just young lads, they're just young 15-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and they're lads. So let's go with that. Maybe touch on girls as well.
Well, one thing I want to say to guys, because I did a little short film, literally like a 45-second film. It was on the back of, is it Lisa Spencer? Who said that god-awful thing on TV about the prince doing ballet. I want to say Lisa Spencer, I might have the name wrong. But we did a kind of reply to that as a video. Everyone else was ranting and raving and lots of voices. So let's just create a video. So we got some really amazing male dancers to dance and like men dance too. And the reason being is I see too many kids, young guys get into dancing and get put off because they get to a certain age, things start to happen, and then people start to not necessarily bully, but little comments, like just little comments. You know what they are. I had them, and I started at 18, and I was old enough to take it by that point. But I can't imagine being a 13-year-old receiving the comments I got when I was 18. I would have completely gone, oh my god, I'm doing something wrong. So one, don't listen. It's jealousy. Trust me. Trust me. Any girl out there will tell you that male dancers are attractive to the opposite sex. So keep dancing. It will pay off in the future. I promise. Overall advice is obviously train. Like at the basic level, train. Know your craft. Learn as many styles as possible. Listen to the right people. And now this is very, I've got to be very careful here because I'm not going to say any names, but there are a lot of people shouting information through social media. This is what you should do. And a lot of it is very, I look at it and go, what? Why would you tell someone to do that? And just have respect. Have respect for yourself. Like, one of the things I've said in the past is young girls doing particular classes that, shall we say, are very adult themed. Just be careful about what you put out as a young girl in the dance industry. You don't want to get a bad reputation before you start. You don't want those pictures to be picked up by any unsightly people in the world. Just because I've done my child protection courses and all that sort of stuff, so I know what happens behind the scenes. So I'm very wary, but just be respectful of yourself. Understand that what you put on your Instagram is basically your website now. If you wouldn't put it on a website, don't put it on your Instagram. That's my kind of theory. And if you want to have a private thing, have a private account. Like, I know, as much as I have a love and hate relationship for social media. Massive love and hate. Love it for what it's done for me. Hate what it does mentally to people. Have a private account. If you don't like what someone's saying, block them. Don't even hesitate. Just get rid of them. Get rid of those people. But just be careful what you put out, because the world has changed a lot in the last 20 years. And everything you put out gets archived somewhere, gets saved somewhere, and you don't want it to come and bite you in the ass in the future. And I'm talking like 13-year-olds. I have a youth company, so we have BH Academy, which is the Instagram. So when I log in, I see all their posts. And sometimes I'm like, no, why have you posted that? But we have this, at the beginning of every year, we have a chat. It's a Brendon chat. Is if you post anything to be seen, what I perceive as making me look bad, you're out. So they get literally a telling that if you are part of that, I'm being very careful with my words right now, that crowd that would make me look like I'm, basically if you tag BH Academy in it, and then you post this and that, no, it's not happening. No. So we're quite strict at protecting our young girls in the thing. So my advice is keep training, train hard, many different styles as possible, be respectful, be humble, don't get an ego. And because if you don't have an ego and you stay humble, I will hire you every day. Like, I love those people that we can chat and jam. The minute the ego comes out, I'm like, we're not working with them again. Can't deal with it.
You're right. We've all worked with them, so
I have a list. I have a list of people that I had to send to my agent to say, don't want to ever work with these people.
I get you on that. So, tell us a bit more about the academy and where people can get in.
Right. So, my youth company are auditioning on the 5th of September, and it's a 10-week term. Every term, they pay termly, and you can go and sign up now at bh-academy.com, and I think it's /youth. But if you just click youth company, it will take you straight there. There's a form, and it will send you all the information you need to come. And then obviously, I teach on Saturdays at Base Dance Studio. That's at 12 o'clock and 1:30. Check that out again on bh-academy.com or on my Instagram. That's the easiest way. And obviously, I teach every Sunday on DNAs online. So no matter where you are in the world, you can learn from me. And use the code BH25. It will get you a lifetime discount off the subscription, which makes my classes £5.
That will go down very well with some of the guys, especially Dan and another Sam, the guy that I've worked a lot with.
Yeah, get him on, man. Get him in my class this Sunday. I've got a killer routine this weekend.
What is the future plans? And I spoke about this in the last interview I've just done to Jodie. The interview previously. Let's take COVID. Let's just say COVID. We've had it now. It's gone. Let's just, in an ideal world, next year.
Initially, I'm traveling the world to build the company. So I'm going to be going to, I think I've got 56 countries on the list to teach workshops. We've already spoken to the studios. It's already arranged. We've just got to wait to travel now. And I'm going to go and teach. I'm going to build the online company and bring on choreographers all around the world. I'm also building the creative industry with international contacts. So I'm speaking to a lot of people through LinkedIn at the moment, record companies in different countries, about supplying. So we're basically trying to go international, which I think is the way forward. Personally. Beyond that, it's weird because I was initially only going to create the academy, and then from the academy became the creative one, so I kept getting phone calls about supplying dancers. So I was like, I don't want to miss out on this surge of work that's going to happen. And then last week I directed my first full production. I mean, from beginning to end, where I had a massive team, and I love it. I love being a director. So I think very, very quickly you'll see my branding change from choreographer to movement director to director choreographer. Just because I really enjoyed it, and working with the clients were like, it was so much easier having a director who choreographs rather than having a director and a choreographer, and then they both have a different vision and Whereas having someone that can do both, it saves cost as well. So actually, production company wise, it saves them a lot of money. But no, so BH Creative is actually now a talent and production agency. So we've brought on the best DOP, we've brought on the best camera off, we've got on the best sounding, and the idea is that people can come to us and we can take the whole job off them and be like, we'll take the stress away, we'll do the work for you, we'll pitch it, we'll do it, we'll budget it. If you can afford that, great, right, we'll do it. And we've just done one for a building company called Apo, and they were so happy with the results, and I was so happy they were happy with the results, that I think they're booking us for the next one.
Wow.
Repeat business, the best way.
Yeah, it's good to know that you've got a vision and you've got that plan,
Yeah.
It's always good. So we've actually been chatting for 40 minutes. It goes
Have we?
Yeah.
That went fast.
We've had people coming in and out, but I'll be sharing this. I'll be sending it to GHQ magazine. I'll be sharing it with all my theatre.
Amazing, thank you.
Theatre friends. I've got a lot of friends. I started off doing amateur shows, and then I did a little bit of practical panto on a tour last year in a show. But as I said to you, I'm not the. I worked for Warner's years ago. Warner.
Yeah. Oh wow, amazing.
And we had the dancers, and there was me and the two girls, me and another guy. We did the singing, and I always said to him, he used to say to me, I ain't dancing, I'm just gonna step tap. Because that's all I can do. I says, well, that's all right by me. We'll just step tap. And
that's all I can do.
And we can do that.
Amazing.
I keep it at that. I know my own strengths. That's I've always said to people.
Yeah, definitely. I can't sing for toffee, so I don't try and sing. Well, actually, that's a lie. I do try and sing.
Yeah.
But in the car, very loudly.
We've had a great laugh. Thanks for your time.
Good.
My wife
says, so much.
And listen to you.
Ah, bless you, Wendy. Thank you so much.
And she's
thank you to future performers. I've seen they've been commenting all the way through.
Performers, yeah.
And please link the documentary on the website. Crack on. But go to Prime. It's free. Knock yourself out.
We'll do that. Sorry, Ali Matthews. We're just leaving. You'll have to watch the interview.
So, are you going to post this video?
Yes.
Amazing. Let me know when it's up, and I'll give it a share for you.
You can share it.
Yeah, sounds great to me.
Okay, keep in touch.
We'll do, buddy.
Next year, hopefully, when we, all travel restrictions.
Hopefully, an event on the red carpet.
Yeah. Anything with you, Academy? You've got my details, so I'm gladly help you out. So,
you're amazing, buddy. Thank you so much.
Okay. Cheers, Brendon. Have a good night.
Ciao for now. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.